Now, I told y'all I'm not a chef. I just be in the kitchen doing stuff. So today we are having us some sweet potato stuffed cornbread. And yes, you heard me good. Sweet potato stuffed cornbread. Now, you can go ahead and use Jiffy, but today I'm going to show you a quick and easy way to make cornbread right from scratch. And I bet you have all the ingredients in your cabinet already. So I'm making a double portion because I'm going to stuff mine. First thing I'm going to do is start off with 2 cups of cornmeal. After I get my 2 cups of cornmeal in there, you're going to put 2 cups of flour. After you get 2 cups of flour, you're going to go ahead and add in your sugar. I did about 4 ounces of sugar. You can use as little or as much as you like, depending on how sweet you want your cornbread. Next, I went on ahead and added in 2 tablespoons of baking soda. After I got my 2 tablespoons of baking soda in there, I went on ahead and put just a little pinch of salt. After that pinch of salt, we're going to go ahead and mix all of our dry ingredients together, and that is going to be your cornbread mix. I told you it is quick, easy, and simple. You do not have to buy it at the store anymore. You can go ahead and make it in your house, and you can actually make a big batch and store it in a container, so whenever you want to make cornbread, your mix is already ready. So I am going to go ahead and mix everything together. I want to make sure that I'm incorporating all those ingredients: the flour, the cornmeal, the sugar. I want to make sure the salt, the baking powder, everything is incorporated together. Now, I don't know why I decided to go ahead and use this small bowl, but I already started this process, so I got to keep on going. Now it was time for me to start working on my wet ingredients, which is going to be the oil. After I get the oil in the bowl, I'm going to go ahead and add 2 eggs in there. After I get my 2 eggs in there, it is time to go ahead and add my milk. Now, we're making 2 batches, so we're doing double everything. Instead of 1 cup of milk, we're going to add 2 cups of milk. And I am using a non-dairy milk. You can use dairy if you want. You can use non-dairy. It comes out good either way. Went on ahead and mixed up my wet ingredients. Made sure everything was combined together. And at this point, if you want to add in a little cinnamon, a little vanilla, a little nutmeg, whatever you want to add in, you absolutely can. It is going to just make your cornbread taste even more delicious. Now that I have my wet ingredients ready, I have my dry ingredients ready, it's time to go ahead and mix them together. Now, I decided that I was going to make me a little hole right there in the middle of my cornbread mix and start adding in my wet ingredients. I don't know why I didn't just switch to a bigger bowl, but I had already started the process in this bowl and I was dedicated to it, and I was going to see it all the way to the end. Friends, I got it together. Went on ahead and mixed it up. My cornbread came together. I just had to incorporate it little by little and continue to mix, but I was able to get everything to fit inside this bowl. Now that I got my ingredients all mixed up, next thing we're going to do is put our oven on to preheat. We want to make sure our oven is preheating before we get this in there. Now, for our sweet potato batter, what I did was I took 2 sweet potatoes and I put it in the oven and roasted it for about an hour and 30 minutes. Once it cooled off, I went on ahead and removed the skin. I put it in the blender until it became smooth like a puree with just a little bit of water until it got to the right consistency that I wanted. You're looking for like a puree consistency. Once it reached that puree consistency, it was time to go ahead and set it to the side. Now I got me a pan and greased it up real good. Started with my first layer of cornbread. I'm going to go ahead and put some cornbread in there and just spread it around because I want to make sure that I get it nice and even. Now, how much you need is on depend on how much you are making, how big your pan is. Again, this is 2 batches right here, and I think it was just the right amount. So now that I got my cornbread in there, I want to make sure that I have enough, getting that nice even layer. I'm going to go ahead and spread it around just a little bit more. I want to make sure that I'm getting the corners covered as well. Once I get these corners covered with my cornbread mixture, I'm then going to go ahead and start to add my sweet potato puree right on top of the cornbread, just like this. You're going to go ahead and pour it right on top. And I was trying to make sure that my layers was nice and even, but it's okay because after we pour it on there, we're going to do the same thing that we did with the cornbread. But the first layer, we're going to take our fork and we're just going to make sure that we smooth it all the way out. Now, this was 2 large sweet potatoes that I used. I feel like that was just the right amount. After I got my layer of sweet potatoes on there, I did go ahead and get the remaining remaining of my cornbread that I had left in a bowl, added it right on top, took my fork to try it, incorporate it, and spread it out as evenly as possible, making sure that I get majority, because I wasn't able to get all, majority of the sweet potatoes covered. But I did like how it was coming out so far, so I'm just gonna go ahead and leave it. Now, before I put it in the oven, I did decide that I was gonna go ahead and put me just a little drizzle of honey right on top. Any other time I see other people on make cornbread, they put a little drizzle of honey on top, so I decided to add me just a little bit of drizzle of honey on top. Now, I did put it in the oven a little bit longer than you would make your normal cornbread, because the sweet potato has to bake up as well. But once it was done, it was time for me to go ahead and take it out the oven, give it a little taste test, because it was smelling so good and I was so excited to try it. I did put a little bit of butter right on top, and when I tell you, this sweet potato stuffed cornbread was so good. If you have not put this on your menu for the week, I suggest you go ahead and add it to your menu, because it is absolutely delicious. It was one of my new favorite ways to now make cornbread, and I cannot wait to go ahead and make this again. So I was telling you, if you have not tried this, make sure you go ahead and put this on your menu. You are absolutely gonna love it. And I cannot wait to come back and show you what we are going to do next, because I'll be sitting here thinking of some more stuff to do. I did go on ahead and put a few more pieces of butter on the rest of my cornbread, but tell me this don't look good, y'all.